Hello my dear students. So today we are going to start the next topic of chapter market. We have monopoly market. Now first you have to understand the word monopoly. You have to understand this word. Now this monopoly is derived from two Greek words. First one is monos and the second word we have polos. Now we have to understand the meaning of this monos. So monos means single and polos means seller. That means in Greek word monopoly implies single seller. Now we are going to discuss the main definition of this monopoly market. So monopoly market refers to that type of market in which there exists single seller. Okay, there exists single seller and that single seller is the sole producer of that product and the product available in that market has no close substitute. So here you have to remember main three things. Number one, the number of sellers. So we have single seller and that single seller itself is the sole producer of that product. Okay, and the next one we have the product has no close substitutes. Okay, the product does not have any close substitute. So that is the definition of this monopoly market. Now, in order to understand this concept in a better way, we have to give few examples. So through that example, we can understand this concept much better. So in the monopoly market, we have already discussed that there is a single seller. So in the case of electricity, okay, the electricity is generally supplied by a single seller. That is, in our different states, we have different state electricity board. Like if we consider the Sikkim, then we have Sikkim Electricity Board. So that is a single agency that supplies electricity throughout their state, or different consumers they purchase that electricity from the Sikkim Electricity Board. Now if we are talking about this West Bengal, so we have West Bengal Electricity Board, and the West Bengal government is the single supplier of that electricity to their entire area. Again, another example we can take in the case of Indian Railway. So Indian Railway, that services is provided by the government of India, but the service purchased by the many consumers. So here the government of India is the supplier of that railway services, and the different passengers, whoever is purchasing the ticket, they are availing that services from the government. So here government is a single seller and the different passengers, whoever is purchasing the tickets, are the number of buyers. So in the case of monopoly market, there is a single seller that produces the commodity which have no close substitutes. At the same time, the number of buyers may be large in a number. Okay, now we are going to discuss the different features of that monopoly market. So this monopoly market has nearly 4 or 5 main features. So first one we have single seller. Number 2 feature we have no close substitutes. Number 3 we have entry barriers. Number 4 we have price maker, and the number 5 features we have possibility of possibility of price discrimination. So I will discuss these different features one by one. Now, the first and most important features of monopoly market is single seller. So we have done these things in a definition also. We have mentioned that in monopoly market there is a single seller. Now here, in the case of monopoly market, the number of sellers is only one, and the sellers have a power. That single seller has a power to influence both the price and quantity supply of a commodity in the market. Now you have to understand what is the meaning of that. A power to influence the price and the quantity supply of commodity in the market. In the case of other forms of market, we have seen that many competitors are there or many firms are there. They are all the part of that industry, and we know that industry comprises of different small firms. So in the case of monopoly market, if we talk about that firms or industry, there is only one firm or only one industry that is supplying the products in the market. So here the monopoly market or that single seller has a power to influence the price. Now whenever they want to control the supply of commodity in the market, they can do that. If they want to increase the price of commodity in the market, they can do that by controlling the supply of a commodity and creating the scarcity in the market. Once the scarcity created in the market, obviously the price will rise and they will reap the benefit of that increase in price. Once again, in the case of this monopoly market, the first feature we have single seller. So single seller has a power to influence both price and the quantity supply of a commodity. How they will influence that price and quantity supply? Now suppose their intention is to increase the price of a commodity in the market. So what they will do that, they will restrict the supply of a commodity in the market, or they will control the supply of a commodity in the market. Suppose earlier they were supplying 10,000 units of commodity X. Now if their intention is to increase the price, they may restrict the supply. Instead of supplying 10,000 units of that commodity X, they may supply only 2,000 or 3,000 units of commodity X in the market. That creates the scarcity of commodity in the market, and once the scarcity of commodity is created in the market, they will increase the price, and once the price increases, again they will start supplying that commodity in the market. So here the firm has a power to influence the price. And one more thing, there is no difference between that firm and industry. Why? Because in monopoly market, if we consider firm or industry, there is a single seller or single producer. So that single producer itself is a firm as well as industry. The second important feature of this monopoly market is no close substitutes. So the monopoly market produces that type of commodity which has no close substitute. Now you have to understand the definition of substitute. So substitutes are those goods which can be used in the place of one another, or that can be replaced by the other commodity to fulfill our needs or to satisfy our wants. So in the case of monopoly market, whatever the commodity or the products available, that products do not have any close substitutes. And why there is no close substitute? Because the producer is only one, the seller is only one, so there is no competition. If there would have been competition in the market, there would have been alternative products or other close substitute may have available in the market. But due to that single producer, no other producer or no other competitors are there in the market to supply the similar types of product in the market. And the next thing we have to understand in this topic is this: because of that no close substitutes, sellers are selling that unique product. What type of product? That product is called unique product. And if some close substitutes or if some weak or inconvenient substitute are available, that may not be suitable for the consumers to use that product. I will give you one example. Now instead of that electricity, instead of that electricity we can use the generator also, but generator will be more expensive. You have to purchase the machine as well as fuel to get the facility of using that electricity. But if that services is provided by the government, that will be much cheaper. So consumer prefer that electricity to be purchased from the government instead of purchasing that machine and fuel separately. So if some substitutes are there, they may be weak, poor or inconvenient for the consumers. Okay, so third features we have entry barriers or closed entry. So monopoly market is characterized by closed entry. So closed entry means no other firm will be allowed and start similar types of business and supplying the products in the market. So that restrictions is there, and because of that restrictions, the monopoly always earn supernormal profit or abnormal profit in the market, because there is no competitors, and that competitors are restricted by different laws. Some restrictions may take in the form of patent right, copyrights, government laws, licensing policy. So because of all these obstacles in the market, new firms are not allowed and enter in the industry and start the similar types of product. I will give you one example in this case. Suppose in Sikkim, the state electricity board, Sikkim state electricity board is supplying the electricity. But if West Bengal government wants to enter in the market and supply electricity in Sikkim state, then that is not possible, because some restrictions are there, government restrictions are there, some man-made restrictions, maybe legal restrictions are there, and because of that West Bengal government cannot enter into state of Sikkim and supply electricity, and they cannot compete with the Sikkim electricity board. So here there is restrictions, and that restrictions may be in the form of patent rights, copyrights, government laws, licensing policies, and because of that the competition makes more tough, and the new firms are not allowed to enter and easily start similar types of business and supply that product in the market. So that is the case of this closed entry. Now, the fourth important feature of this monopoly market is price maker. Now, before starting this, I will just discuss the previous topic we have discussed, like perfect competition. So, in the case of perfectly competitive market, the firms are price taker and the industry are price maker, because in the case of perfectly competitive market, large number of sellers are there, large number of firms are there, and individual firm do not have any power or do not have any right to set the price for his product, because the product is homogeneous. Whereas in the case of this monopoly market, we know that the product which has no close substitute, and because of that no close substitute there is no competition, and when there is no competition it implies there is a single producer or single firm. So that firm itself has a power to set the price for its product. Whatever may be the price, it may be less or it may be more, so they have only power to set the price. And we know that there is a single seller or the single producer of that product in the market, and if they want to increase the price they can do that, if they want to reduce the price they can do that. So in the case of this price maker, monopoly market has a power to set or make the price for his own product. The last features we have possibility of price discrimination. So first you have to understand the term price discrimination. So price discrimination means selling the same product in a two different market at the different prices, or selling the same product to two different customers or two different consumers at different prices. So that concept is called price discrimination. So in the case of monopoly market, there is a high possibility of that price discrimination. Now I will give one example. In the case of electricity, whatever the electricity it is supplied by the state government, we can see the different charges charged by the government if the electricity is used for the two different purposes. Now suppose say if that electricity is used for agricultural purpose, if that electricity is used for agricultural purpose, then government may charge less price per unit for that electricity. Again, if that same electricity supplied by the state government, if we are using that electricity for the commercial purpose, for the industrial purpose, then we can see that the per unit charge for that electricity will be more, because that electricity is used for the commercial purpose and the second purpose is for agricultural use. So same electricity supplied by the same firm have the different prices for that similar product. If you are using for the agricultural purpose, the per unit charge will be less. If you are using the same electricity for industrial purpose, the per unit charge will be more. I will give you one more example. Sometimes what happens that in the case of these hospitals, whenever you go for the medical treatment, if the patient is poor, economically backward, then the hospital may charge less price for that services. Whereas if you are rich, you may have to pay higher price for the same services provided by that hospital. One more example, in the case of Indian Railway, we can see that like senior citizens, if they get the same services provided by the government of India, they have to pay less prices. If the normal passengers are availing that services, they have to pay higher ticket price for that services. So in the case of this Indian Railway also, if that same facility used by senior citizen, they have to pay less ticket price, whereas if that same services is used by the normal passenger, they have to pay the same higher price for that ticket. One more example, sometimes what happens that the railway services provide pass to the students. So once they get the pass, they can avail the same services at the lower price. But if some other normal passengers are availing that facility, they have to pay the higher prices. So same railway service is being provided at two different prices. So that concept is a price discrimination, and that price discrimination is possible in the case of only monopoly market.